There it was, a perfect crystalline flash of glinting light buried deep within the rough bark. Pip the squirrel froze, his bushy tail held perfectly still. He did not move, but his tiny black eyes were fixed on the treasure. He had to have it. The squirrel crept forward, his small claws making barely a sound on the dirt. He nudged the object with his nose, then tried a gentle tug with his paw. It was immovable, fused with the old tree. Pip chattered softly, a sound of pure, immediate frustration. This was no ordinary find. This was something valuable. Pip circled the spot, his curiosity now overriding his natural caution. He began to dig furiously, scraping the bark away with his front claws, sending flecks of wood flying. He knew he was taking too long. He knew he was exposed. A faint, swift shadow passed high above him, and he instinctively flattened himself against the trunk, heart pounding like a tiny drum. Was he being watched? He risked a quick glance upward, then renewed his effort. He was close. He could feel the prize almost slip free of the wood's embrace. He yanked one more time, pouring all his desperate strength into the effort. SFX. A loud, sharp pop. The object came loose just as a sudden deep bark shattered the silence of the woods. Pip tumbled backward, eyes wide with panic, convinced he had just stolen from a beast. He didn't run. Instead, he looked up to see the cause of the noise. A clumsy golden retriever, Fido, bounding past with a joyous, panting grin. It wasn't a monster. It was merely an idiot. Pip breathed a silent sigh of relief and looked down at his prize. It was not a diamond, nor was it a piece of ancient coin. It was a flawless, unshelled walnut, somehow wedged into the bark by a long-forgotten visitor. A smug expression settled on Pip's face as he tucked the perfect nut safely into his cheek pouch. He got his treasure and kept his skin. A victory, by any metric. What is the greatest risk you have ever taken for a tiny reward?